All right, I'd like to call to order the Town of East Troy Planning Commission for the month of September. I'd like the record to show that all the commissioners are present, with the exception of Commissioner Zess and Commissioner Dennard, who have been excused, and Larry and Scott are here in their place. Thank you very much, gentlemen. How we work is we work on a split meeting format. This is our informational meeting, where we will have the presenter come up, give us a little synopsis of what you're looking for. We will have a short discussion amongst commissioners and the presenter, questions. I'll close it down. We'll have a discussion amongst the commissioners at that time. After that, I would open it up to the audience. If anybody in the audience would like to speak in favor of the proposal, then if anybody would like to speak against the proposal, and then if necessary, a short rebuttal from the applicant. What we do then is we adjourn and we come back in 2 weeks and we make our decision. That being said, that's not by ordinance, so if it is a straightforward thing that we feel we can act on tonight, we will do so. First item on the agenda is review and approve the Plan Commission minutes from August 6th. Anybody have any issues with our minutes from our last meeting?
I do not, and I approve the minutes as noted.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is a conditional use amendment. The Beaver Camp, W1802 County Road J, Mugwanago, parcel PET 400003, 400007, 8, 50003, 6, 8, and 10. I just wanted, before we have Harold come up, I'm going to recuse myself from this because I have a relationship with the Beaver Camp. I'm going to continue as chairman, continue running the meeting, but I'm going to recuse myself from voting on this one. All right.
Thank you, first of all, for letting me hear what
Yes, sorry.
So thank you for letting me come up and apply for this amendment to our conditional use permit. A couple of years ago, we brought a new master site plan forward, brought it to the town for our conditional use permit, and we brought it to the county, and that was all approved. What we're looking to do now is to, there's a map that we supplied, there are 3 buildings that make up a maintenance facility. What we're looking to do is to combine those 3 buildings into one building. There's also a welcome center and a parking lot that's part of this area on the camp. We're looking to eliminate all of that and build one building. The net difference in the square footage of the buildings, not including the parking lot, is about 600 feet increase of square footage. So we're looking to amend the conditional use permit and go ahead and build that single building. Obviously, we'll come forward. We're ready to build that building for a permit, but that's what we're looking to do, at least at this point. The county, we met with the county. They said we do have to come forward and get the amendment, and then obviously if you approve, we would bring it to the county and move from there.
All right, any questions for the applicant?
Yeah, so you mentioned removing the welcome center. Is that going to be replaced then in the future, or what is the plan for the welcome center versus the maintenance facility?
No, we would also get rid of the welcome center as part of the master site plan. We would not be looking to build that later, and we would remove the parking lot as well.
There's no issues with right-of-way or anything like that, or
No, it's well within the property. The setbacks
setbacks?
have all been accounted for.
Okay.
It's well into the middle of the property now. I believe there's a...
Yeah, there is a site plan and there's the survey, and you can kind of see where it is.
And then you're not replacing the parking lot either?
No, there's no need, because we won't have the welcome. So the parking lot was part of there was also a pavilion, but that I guess doesn't count in the square footage. But that was going to be a drop-off. We're not going to use that as a drop-off anymore.
The flow pattern is, the traffic pattern is the same then, or just no issues?
No, it's within the property, so when you enter the property, there's a long driveway,
That's where you come off of Highway.
and then you get to this area, which is just actually open land at this point. So there's nothing with the traffic pattern. And actually, building the maintenance facility, what we're doing is we're actually, because right now, trucks that do deliver to camp, there's a place where they deliver, which actually where kids are as well. So we're actually looking to move that whole area over to, now the trucks, everything will be delivered to this maintenance facility, which will have, storage for food, and it'll have, so everything's gonna get delivered over there. So we won't have trucks and kids in the same area.
That was my other question, why there would be food in the maintenance building. So thank you for explaining that.
Yeah, we're gonna have a refrigerated area, and everything will be delivered there, and we'll just move food over when we need it. But the 18-wheelers, we get big deliveries, and this will just take that all off of our,
And when they're delivered by the cafeteria, they're kind of backing right off of Highway J. This way they could pull off of Highway J well onto the property. It's a funky turn that congests traffic the way it is now.
yeah, 18-wheelers do end up just sitting on J sometimes and unloading there because they can't back into the property. So this will take everything off of J, and they'll be delivering straight to this maintenance facility.
Sounds more efficient.
It'll be more efficient and safer, frankly, yeah.
Any other questions for the applicant? Okay, thank you. Discussion amongst commissioners. Again, they've been before us before. They do everything right. They've got their conditional use. They want to make good improvements. They have to update their conditional use. So that's all I have to say about it. Again, I would say I'm biased because I'm the one building it, but I feel like I can wear two hats, and be a plan commissioner as well as, work for them. So.
I made the move that we approve.
Hold on one second. Is there any other discussion amongst commissioners? Because I have to open it up to the audience.
I just want to support the fact, based for safety reasons, based on the amount of land that they have, this would only be an improvement.
It's less
Not only
impervious.
for the community, but for the camp and safety as a whole. And for that, I would support that.
Sure. Any other discussion amongst commissioners? At this point, I would open up to the audience. Would anybody in the audience like to speak in favor of the proposal? Would anybody like to speak against the proposal? Okay, then I think I'd take a motion if anybody would like to. Motion to approve. I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Sure. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Well, I didn't vote, so it's 6-0. Motion carries. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is a CSM review. W1591 Sawyer Lane, parcel number PO100011.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Tom Drzezinski on behalf of my father-in-law, Ron Krieger. I'm coming to you guys and gals. About 2 years ago, we brought this lot line movement. The county asked us to move our boundaries 100 feet to the south and to the west. Currently, we own that property as well, but it was considered our agriculture portion of our property. And we basically swelled the campground edges by 100 feet in two different directions. Basically, it's just kind of in our minds because it's all the property anyways. But more importantly, it was to bring us into conforming with the current codes that were changed in the late 90s that we were unaware of, that you have to have this 100-foot boundary. We brought it from you in front of you guys, and you guys approved it then. Then the county approved it, and everything was great. And then we were asked to now create a CSM. So we went through all of those measures, and now we're back doing it again with you guys to ask for permission to go forward, and then go to the county with Nick and Darren and Katie to do the same. So I believe all the paperwork's in front of you. Jen was awesome to work with to make sure I have all the T's crossed and the I's dotted, and make sure I had the right amount of paperwork. So hopefully I did all that right for you guys. And I don't know if you guys have any questions, but that, I believe the paperwork shows the movement of the line and everything else. So,
Any questions for the applicant?
It's a 100-foot boundary from what?
I'm sorry, so the southern perimeter of the existing, or, well, I think it's kind of already moved, but the edge of the campground along the south rim and the west end rim, they wanted us, because we're flanked by the lake on the other side. So they asked us to move the boundary 100 feet off of what was the campground edge. And now it's basically, if you were to go out there, the surveyors from Lynch put big stakes in the ground. They're 100 feet out past what looks obviously like our campground. There's a tree line that flanks both of these edges by chance. And it's probably a 10-foot wide tree line, and then inside that, the camping begins.
It's 100 foot from the campsite.
From the edge of the camp-
100 foot trees, whatever, and then the
Yeah,
edge of property,
exactly.
if it goes through, okay.
Correct, that's exactly right. Yeah, and it's just because we have to have a boundary from the edge of a campground. If, I guess, at some point, which we would never have any intention, but if we sold the agricultural land, there has to be this 100-foot line moving forward so that there is this buffer. We rent it to a local farmer, and we love the buffer of the cornfields. We own basically from Army Lake all the way to St. Peter's Road.
Great neighbor.
Yeah. You're right there?
No,
Oh, I thought you were saying.
I would be a great neighbor, but
You I can only imagine. But,
I think he wants to buy some land from you.
yeah, there you go.
Joe, I have a technical question.
Just go ahead.
Yep.
If we do approve to shift this property line, and it's currently zoned agricultural, and I don't know, based on their 2050 plan, what the zoning is now. If we go to approve this 100-foot buffer, would that initiate a zoning change of that parcel, or it's going to stay as agricultural?
The zoning's gonna stay what it is right now.
Okay.
It'll just be included in the other
So
parcel.
included in the other parcel?
Yeah, and-
This is a property line adjustment only?
Correct.
Okay.
And again, it's already come through here, we've already approved it. In my opinion, the CSM is just, we're going through the same process twice, which to me is kind of ridiculous, but that's how it's set up.
I
So
understand. I just didn't know by default if then they would be
No.
changing zoning and.
if they wanted to change the zoning, they'd have to ask us to change the zoning. So if it's ag right now, it's still ag once that property line moves.
Scott, for your benefit, I believe 2 years ago, when we did do our entire, if I may, complete changeover, including this 100-foot, we had 3 different zonings going on. One was wetlands that was removed, and then we had, I think it was C2, and I forget what the other one was, and it's all now, I believe, B5, which is what we need to do.
Highway business.
Gotcha. Is that what it's highway business?
Mhm.
Okay,
Very good.
so,
Any other questions for the applicant? Okay, thank you.
thank you.
Again, discussion amongst commissioners, to me, it's repetitive.
straightforward.
We've
It's just the
already,
documentation, right?
correct, it's making it a certified survey map, boom, now it's in the record books at the county, so. Any other discussion? I'd open it up to the audience. Would anybody in the audience like to speak in favor of the proposal? Would anybody like to speak against the proposal? Okay, I think we can act on this tonight as well.
I'll make a motion to approve the certified survey map review for, RM Krieger Investments LLC.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Pick one. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is a lot line adjustment at N9328 East Shore Road, parcel PB 400009, James and Annette Cox.
Good evening. I'm Jim Cox. My wife Annette is here with me tonight. And I think this is a pretty simple change we want to make. We want to move our lot line approximately 70 feet to the north to give us more room within our lot in order to, at a future time, build a house. And right now, with the way the house is situated and the lot is set up, we're pretty well confined to the current footprints of the lot. So the land, Lot 2, is a parcel owned by my deceased mother-in-law. And I have the opportunity at this time to buy a small amount of land to increase my lot and to allow me options in the future to build a house.
Do you know what the zoning is by chance? I
It's
know you said residential, is
They're
it
both residential,
R1?
yeah.
Okay.
Back in the mid-'90s, I went through the process when we were looking at remodeling the house as opposed to building a new house. We had to go through the process of getting a variance with the county, and we did. We had the variance, and we just didn't go through with the building or remodeling of that house because it was too expensive. We could build a house for about the same price as we could remodel that house, so instead of doing that, we built a new house. So I've had that house, it's been in the family for a long time, and I hope that within the next couple of years to build a new house, a smaller house, I don't want a large house, and move into that house.
Okay. Any questions of the applicant?
I'm not familiar with the area. We don't have to worry about minimum acreage or anything like farm or anything.
So I guess I'll discuss that later, but so this lot 2 is 2.5 and
Okay.
R1, I actually don't think there is a minimum, but this lot is 0.7. So the 0.7 is gonna be roughly an acre and this, so both will be conforming R1.
Thank you.
Any other questions for the applicant?
And you're able to represent both properties based on the family?
I have the consent of the estate, which is my brothers and sisters-in-law who live around the state of Wisconsin. Nancy and Rick Zess are, Nancy Zess is the local estate representative.
Michelle, that's a very good point, because, but by the same token, if we grant this lot line, we're not giving him someone else's property. We've run across this in the past, but I totally agree with you, like, hey, okay, well, then I'm gonna adjust my property to include a bunch more of my neighbor's
That's not what we're
acreage.
trying to do here.
Right, you obviously have to
We'll
work
be
it out,
above board.
purchase that property.
We're related, we'll be purchasing the property.
Right.
But they don't have to do that first, right?
No.
Obviously, they're.
I don't know my exact question. What comes first, the chicken or the egg?
Right.
I assume they're
can't
both
purchase-
simultaneously going down this path, where you're negotiating to buy the property as well as getting the
We
property
talked
line
about that.
adjustment?
Yep.
Sure.
So, as soon as this all is approved and we get through the process of getting the new lot line established, then that will.
And Scott, to your point, it is a chicken or egg, like, okay, I better ask East Troy if they say, no, I'm not gonna go through all this and buy the property and not be able to
Correct.
consume it.
Correct.
So it is a chicken and chicken,
Yeah,
egg and egg.
And I don't have a price yet, but, I know my brother and sister-in-law, and they've always said, don't worry about that. We're gonna be fair about it.
Sure.
I trust it's gonna be a fair deal for
Sure.
everybody in the estate, as well as myself.
Sure.
I'm not a member of the estate, so
Understood, but you can see our apprehension. We
Right.
don't wanna say, sure, move your property line
Right,
wherever you want.
right.
You don't own that land though.
right,
So this has come up before,
Uh-huh.
so,
yeah.
all right. Other questions for the applicant?
There's a house on the other,
There's a house on both
on the other,
parcels.
the other,
Two,
who owns that one?
that's owned by the estate of Ruth Howard.
Oh, yes, okay. Nobody's living there?
Not at this time, no.
Okay. Okay.
All right, thank you.
One question I do have, I talked to Jan about this. Will I have to come back at a future point to get a CSM approval? I can't get that at the same time? Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Thank you. Again, just discussion amongst commissioners. Neither lot will be a non-conforming. We're making it's conforming, the smaller lot, we're making bigger. The bigger lot, we're making not drastically smaller. It'll still be roughly 2 acres and a little over an acre, just by rough math in my head. So in my mind, the resulting lots are an improvement. So, is there any other discussion amongst commissioners?
Not going down this path myself before, is it appropriate to make it a conditional approval upon the purchase of that additional?
By all means.
Because again, I think we're kind of getting in this unique situation where we want to approve a boundary line change that hasn't been acquired yet.
Understood.
And I think as long as they, even upon concurrence of closing, but I think that would be a legitimate.
That's a fantastic way to put it. Agreed.
Or the other option would be to have both parties here, right? And in agreement of the change.
Sure.
Or represented, right?
Right, and like I said, I know he's, like, why would I buy this
Right,
property
yeah.
if they're not gonna adjust the property line? So, I think a conditional approval would cover it. I feel comfortable with that.
I would agree.
Makes sense.
Let me just open it up to the audience real quick. Would anybody in the audience like to speak in favor of the proposal? Would anybody like to speak against the proposal? Do you wanna make a motion, Scott?
I would absolutely make a motion to approve the boundary line, the property line shift for parcel PB, is it H? Okay.
PBL,
PBL.
PBL.
PB4.
PB4 00009, a conditional approval for this revised property line based on the information presented tonight. That would have to be simultaneously or approved upon purchase of said additional property.
So we have a motion to conditionally approve the item. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is a variance. W2277 Country Club Lane, parcel PLBW 00001. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. My name's Tim O'Donnell. I own W2277 Country Club Lane. We've been there for 25 years. We have accumulated quite a number of toys, boats, bicycles, toys, workbenches, and things like that. And the barn has been full up. As a matter of fact, we've overflowing. We've got trailers and stuff outside. What I'd like to do is to expand the barn, and it turns out that the barn is 24.21 feet from the setback line, and the county says it must be 25 feet. So I've got 10 inches that I'm looking to get a variance for. The addition to the barn is not on that side, it's on the opposite side. It will be, in fact, no one else can see it, but it's on my lot. A large lot, it's 3.5 acres. So this barn was built in 1997, and position was approved at that point. So it's not changing the location. It's not anywhere near the setback line anymore. So it's just because it was originally built where it was that it's causing the problem. So I'm requesting a variance so that I can continue to expand the barn so we have some extra room to store stuff.
And your addition doesn't bring it any closer to the road?
No,
It was just
it's
built?
going the other way. It's going the other way.
Sure. It was just built too close to the road and,
Is it the road or the setback? I guess?
I'm sorry,
I'm a little confused there.
my apologies.
You're 24 feet
From the setback line.
from setback line. That's your property line.
The property line is longer. It's like 37 feet from the property line.
Okay. Okay.
It's a unique situation where the property line is not the edge of the road. So the setback is different from that.
And the weird thing is the setback line has a big jog in it, and it's just the point where it jogs in is where it's 10 inches too close.
Basically, he's.
And again, if this was covered, but just to clarify for everyone else's consideration, this new addition is actually going to go away from that, so you're not encroaching any further. You're not building this addition closer to the setback line. Your building is actually going to go
That
beyond
is
that.
absolutely correct. It is going the opposite side of the barn. So,
Correct.
It is not getting any closer. It's actually, it's angled away from the road, so
Correct.
it's even going farther away from the road on that side.
It's too close. to
And
the
will
setback,
you
not
be
to the road, you know.
removing the existing structure to
No.
build a new structure? You're
No.
just going to build onto your existing
Add to it,
structure?
yeah, Add to it.
Okay.
Any other questions for the applicant?
Is this the road here?
I believe so, yeah.
Isn't that the center line to there?
I believe so. Well, I mean, so, well, hold on. Is there any other questions for the applicant?
If they built a different direction?
They are building the
They
other
are.
direction. So the existing buildings,
It's just grandfathering in the existing building,
Basically.
basically.
basically, yeah.
Okay.
So he's
They're not
not,
making any change.
he's
they're
not building any closer to the road.
Right.
He's going the other way.
Correct.
But the existing building somehow got built 10 inches too close.
Okay, because that, okay.
If you were gonna take down the original building, you'd move it in 10 inches.
Yeah. Somebody should just go take the corner, just cut it off.
Yeah, right. You could do a 10-inch little clipped corner. Any other questions for the applicant? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Again, discussion amongst commissioners, it seems like a very reasonable ask to me. So,
If he hadn't requested the addition, it would have always
It would still be
continued in
there.
violation, right?
correct, correct. But there, because he's in violation, they won't let him add on to, so.
Even though it's not impacting it.
You need another,
Well, he's got his pedestal right here,
okay.
but it's not like a lot line adjustment, so it wouldn't have to be another CSM. Other discussion amongst commissioners? All right, I would open it up to the audience. Would anybody in the audience like to speak in favor of their proposal? Would anybody like to speak against the proposal? Okay, again, this seems, he's not asking to go any closer or any, this seems like a reasonable ask, but if anybody would like to make a motion, I would take it.
I would make a motion to approve the building addition as noted. This was an anomaly that obviously wasn't caught at the time of the original construction, and therefore, due to hardship, we approved that.
Why you do a foundation research? So I'm sorry, we have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is a variance at W1902 Pastime Lane, parcel PWH 200005.
Hello, I'm Brian Nagelson with my wife Tanya. We're proposing to rebuild the stairs that used to exist on the property. We added a tram, my father did before we purchased the house from him. He added a tram, which he actually got approval and a variance from this court, but didn't continue it through the county. So the county had us remove the stairs. We had to decide which one to remove, and the stairs were rotted, so I took the stairs out, because we were not in compliance of the to have a variance to have both. So what we are proposing to do is to rebuild the stairs on the property. In that process, the retaining walls that are currently down at the lake are rotted and falling down. I built them in high school, which was a little while ago. So they are actually falling out of the earth at this point. The steepness of our hill is pretty severe. It's vertical. It's always been an issue going down to the lake. But without having stairs, just having the tram already poses a whole bunch of problems. Just because tram isn't always working, or it doesn't operate in snow or in the wintertime. And our well is currently in the boathouse and probably will be. So we need to go down there and check it and make sure that there's heat down there and everything else a couple times a year. And if the lake's not frozen, gotta go down the hill. Otherwise we can drive around. But, so what we would propose to do is to replace the retaining walls down at the lake. Replace them with stone, manufactured stone product to look like limestone. We would like to get a variance also to place the walls in a better configuration. Currently, they're horrible. 4 foot, 5 foot, 15 foot, just not a very good overall design. So we want to, we're proposing to just put the walls in a different area to make a better pitch and provide more space to add more plantings and things that we're supposed to conceal the walls behind plantings and stuff like that. So currently, there's not enough room to actually put enough plants in there that would actually cover the walls, because there's only like a 2-foot gap down at the bottom and it's a bad layout. And the stairs used to go up through the walls, which created the crazy tall walls. So what we'd like to do is lay out the walls in a straight configuration and bring a staircase up next to the tram all the way to the top of the hill, which would also lie within the view corridor situation. We would also like to rebuild the boathouse in the current situation. Same footprint and envelope, but I guess I need a variance for that because it's within 3 feet of the lot line with the seminary, who is my neighbor, which they don't care. I can have them sign something or whatever, but it's only 2 feet away. The biggest issue with that is that the well is in the boathouse and it's right in the back of the boathouse, so I can't move it. But I just want to rebuild the boathouse in the same footprint and envelope. And that was there when my dad bought the place in '67. So the boathouse is falling apart right along with the walls. And in doing all this, we also have to replace the deck down to the lake because we're going to destroy it putting this in. So I would like to rebuild the deck and lower it a little bit. Same footprint, configuration, but a little lower. Just to get a little closer to the water and have less of a drop off on the lake side of it. I think that pretty much covers everything. So I need a variance for having stairs and a tram, a variance for repositioning the walls in a better configuration, and also need a variance, I guess I need a variance for the boathouse, only because I want to put it back in the same place, but it's within 2 feet of the lot line, and lowering the deck. I think that's it.
Okay. Questions of the applicant?
So you're moving the wall closer to the lake?
No,
Moving
the
it
initial
somewhere.
wall will stay predominantly where the current wall is, the first wall. We're just changing the other ones going up the hill and actually just expanding them further apart. Not adding more walls, we're just putting them in a better layout.
Okay.
So that we're not coming any closer to the lake. We're staying in the same spot there. Actually backing up a little bit so we can get some plants in there because we have to have,
Okay, now I'm seeing, okay.
yeah, because we have to have vegetation covering the
Okay.
walls. So we're creating space for that vegetation and decreasing the incline in between each wall. So you could actually walk down there and take care of the plants. Because otherwise it's so steep you almost have to tile. It's extremely steep. I used to have to mow it as a kid. My parents just gave me a lawnmower.
And a rope.
And you still got all your digits. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
and I made it. I don't know how.
Any other questions for the applicant?
So I thought in the documentation from the previous planning commission a few years ago, it was actually mentioned that you needed both the stairs and the tram.
Yes.
But the stairs have since been removed, or?
I got, because of the county, my dad got the approval for the stairs and the tram here, but he didn't go through with the county. So when Tanya and I purchased the home from my father, we were in trouble from not having a variance to own both of them.
So I can speak to that. basically you can only have one access to the lake, and a tram is considered, like stairs are one and a tram is second. Our consensus when we approved it is if I'm flat to the lake, I have infinite access to my lake, whether I put a stone walk to it or I walk across the grass. So that was kind of why we're like, why should somebody who lives up on a hill only have one way to get in the lake, but somebody who lives, flat down on the hill has infinite amount of places to get in the lake. So if obviously if you guys didn't go through with it and get it, yes, you can only have one or the other. So that's kind of the choice. It's either the tram or the stairs, but you can only have one without a variance. So if the county, when you bought it, the county said, hey, you can't have two because you don't have a variance, and you tore out the stairs, that was
stairs
your choice.
Pretty bad.
Sure.
I just would like to say, I mean, really, an older person walking down to the lake and
Right.
back out.
It's a safety issue.
Right. It's steep, it's 97 stairs, right?
Sure.
So basically, older people can't come visit the lake and whatever, and how would you get them up and down safely?
Sure.
And everything else, but the tram, like I said, is not always the best bet for getting up and down there, emergency situations and whatnot. I did actually talk to the fire commissioner. And he's like, well, you can only send like one or two people down in a tram with all their gear and equipment because they're so heavy. They would prefer to go down the stairs and get there. So for a safety standpoint, there's no other way up and down. And our neighbors don't really like us using their stairs.
And maybe you adjust the lot line to include their stairs into your property.
Yeah, that's a different subject, but yeah.
I think overall, it's all improvements to the property.
Right.
Aesthetically, it'll look way nicer. Because right now it's falling down.
Sure. Other questions for the applicant? All right, thank you. Again, the way he broke it down, it's a variance to have two access points. That's the tram stair argument that I'll bang my fist on the table and say, the people on the other side of my lake can go down anywhere they want. I have to take my stairs because I'm up on the hill. Moving the walls uphill, that just seems to make more sense construction-wise. And then rebuilding the boathouse that's dilapidated, he's not going any closer to the property line. He's not making it any bigger, any taller. So to me, all of it seems to make sense. At first, when I read it, I'm like, geez, this is a big ask. And now with some explanation, obviously, it makes a lot more sense to me. So, other discussion amongst commissioners? All right, I would open it up to the audience. Would anybody like to speak in favor of their proposal? Would anybody like to speak against the proposal? No audience input. If the seminary is next door, they're clearly not here banging their fist on the table either. So, if you guys feel comfortable, I would feel comfortable deciding on this tonight.
Based on the fact that they're not really changing the configuration of the lake shore itself, they're actually making it safer, more aesthetically pleasing. I think that this is a reasonable request, and I'll make a motion that we approve what Mr. Nicholson proposed.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
I second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, is there any other business? Anything from the town board, Michelle? Or anything else we need to discuss tonight?
We're going to be redacting on the agendas and packet information for the future because of some emails that are going out through spam.
Yep.
They're ordering the emails from our website, and then it's like a state of Wisconsin issue, but they did it again this time, so all of our applicants got an email wanting them to wire transfer.
With wire
some money.
transfer.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Request.
Joel requested it, oddly enough, so.
Yeah, I signed that letter.
Yeah, good
So,
job.
yes.
So, we're gonna just redact that information from the packets, and if somebody wants an open records request and it means that much to them, we can obviously provide
Sure.
it, but that way it's not out there.
That's fantastic. Yep.
Sorry you had that trouble from the applicant.
Everybody on our biggest agenda in a while got a
Yeah.
request to transfer
So we
to,
said $4,900, what's the big deal?
to Uzbekistan.
Yeah, that sounded reasonable, right? It wasn't $100,000.
$300 application fee, but we need another $5,000.
I'm on vacation.
Any other discussion amongst commissioners or any public comment? If not, I would take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Do we have a second? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you.